Hey everybody, it's John. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever it happens to be. In the shop this morning here with my little guy helping out. As well as our constant friend here in the workshop, my Creality CR-10 printer, which has been a fantastic workhorse for me. I have put thousands of hours onto this thing over the 9 months or so that I've had the machine, and it's been great. But I got an opportunity and was sent an all-metal upgrade for the extruder on the machine from the nice folks over at banggood.com. And today we're going to put that all-metal extruder upgrade kit onto the CR-10 here and see how that helps us out. I've had a little bit of inconsistency in pressure on the filament as it goes through the extruder and also to the plastic extruder tensioner on here is showing quite a bit of wear where the filament actually guides through it and it's worn out a little bit. So I'm going to show you how to install that all-metal upgrade to the extruder, and we're going to test it out and see how it works. Right, Henry?
Yep.
All right. He's going to help. All right, so here's what we're going to be changing out. This is how my CR-10 came with this plastic tensioner on the extruder motor. And has it worked really great over thousands of hours? Yes, it has, but now with the infamous little bit of opening up on the tensioner arm on here where the filament guides through it, over time it's kind of eaten into the plastic of that tensioner, and I'm not getting consistent pressure on the filament as it goes through the extruder. The kit that we got from Banggood has an all-metal upgrade for it. So we have an all-metal tensioner arm here, which should not wear out with the normal types of filament that I'm using. And it is an aluminum, parts are aluminum, they're anodized aluminum, so they look very nice and should be a lot more wear resistant than the ones that are on there. So the kit contains the all-metal tensioner and bracket for that to go on top of the extruder motor. It also has a bunch of other great stuff in there too. It has a new quick connect for your Bowden tube, a new spring obviously for that tensioner, and then a couple of other things, screws, the hardware, and also it also has a new extruder gear, which we'll be replacing. Put that on because the teeth are a little bit worn down on mine. A new nozzle as well, a new 0.4 nozzle. You will need a handful of tools. The tools that you need will be ones that already came with your CR-10. You will need a handful of Allen keys to remove the screws. And you will need a small wrench as well to go ahead and remove that quick connect for the Bowden tube. Alright, so let's go ahead, let's do this.
Yep.
First step we got to do, obviously, is we have to make sure that your printer's turned off. Alright, so the first step is we've got to go ahead and remove the old one. So first step of that is that you need to remove your Bowden tube. So on your quick connect here on the Bowden tube, you need to push in on that plastic part of there so that it releases the tension. Pull your tube out. I did upgrade my tubing on here from the standard one because it did finally melt a little bit in the hot end, so I replaced it with a Capricorn tube that I picked up at Murph. There's other great options out there. TH3D has their Tough tube, which is a similar type on there. Another great upgrade to do as well. Alright, then after that, we need to go ahead and remove that quick connect for the Bowden tube because we need to move it over to our new tensioner. You want to keep the yellow one?
Yep.
Okay, you can have it when it's done.
Thank you, bro.
Alright, then we need to go ahead and get this guy off of there.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and remove the Allen screw that is holding the tensioner arm on there. I take the old one off there, so there goes our tensioner arm and the screw for that and the spring. And just so you can see a little bit better, if you look, that's your hole where your filament guides through on that tensioner arm. And over time, that filament feeding through there is going to eat up and chew up that plastic on there. So that's why we're changing this one out. All right, so we're going to need, Henry, we're going to need this.
Yep.
Okay. And just like anything else, when you're putting something back together, don't go ahead and torque down everything until your screws are all set and in place and started. That way lining things up becomes a lot easier and you don't cause yourself any undue aggravation. Alright, so now we've got everything lined up good. We're going to go ahead and tighten our screws down there so that our extruder motor's in place and tightened down. And again, remember to not go crazy with these. You just want them to be tight. But we're not, it's not like we're putting a tire on a car here and we're worried about the wheel coming off. We don't have to go crazy with the torque on here. It's just, you got to hold it on there and be firmly in place, but not ridiculously tight down. All right, so the way to get it lined up is have the spring on the tensioner arm. We're going to go ahead and put that spring over the screw on there. I'm going to put the screw that mounts the tensioner arm down in there through that sleeve. Get that lined up. All right, so when we get that all lined up, we're going to go ahead and make sure we carefully get this tensioner arm placed so that as we're starting the screw, we're not cross-threading that screw when it's going in. All right, so we got that on, it's locked down, it's in place, and already I can see a really big difference in the amount of tension that this can put onto the filament that's going to go through there. So I think that's going to work really, really well. All right, so we've got to put back on our quick connect for our tubing. Okay, you got the wrench, Henry?
Oh, yep. Got the wrench.
Borrow that for a minute.
Sure.
Thank you. All right, tighten that on there a little bit. Again, not too crazy because we don't need to go nuts with it.
Nope, because you don't want to break things.
Yep, we don't want to mess up the thread on there. All right, we're going to pop in our tube. Make sure that it's locked back into place.
Dad, there's something hanging. This was hanging on it.
Thanks, Henry. All right, so we got that locked back in there.
Yep.
We got everything tightened up.
And
So it looks like we're ready to go ahead and try it out.
yeah.
All right, so we've got everything installed. The all-metal extruder upgrade is on there. It only took about 5 minutes to install. It took longer to move the printer from where it normally is onto the work table here to show you what's going on when we do that. But no big deal. Nice and easy. You're going to have the tools you need already that came with the printer, so you're good to go there. All the parts are included to install it, and hardware and everything that you need to put it back on there is there. All right, so we're going to go ahead, we're going to move the printer back, we're going to hook it back up, we're going to feed some filament in there, and we're going to print something with it and test this out for a little while, and we'll come back and let you know what we think, right?
Yeah, but
So it's been a bit of time now since I added the all-metal extruder assembly to the to my CR-10 now, and I've put some time on it definitely to see how I liked it. And it works really, really well. My original one obviously was showing some signs of wear, as they all do eventually with these plastic tensioner assemblies for the top of the extruder. So I replaced it with the all metal one that I got from Banggood. It's been on there for some time. I've done a bunch of prints, and the results are very, very good. It's an inexpensive upgrade to your CR-10. It only costs about $16 at the time of filming. Nice upgrade to be paired along with a different tubing selection, such as the Capricorn or the TH3D Tough series. Bowden tubing material. It's worthwhile upgrades, definitely, because that tensioner is something that you're going to have to go ahead and replace eventually anyway, because it is going to wear out and start to eat through. So spend the $15, $16, take a few minutes of time, throw that guy on there. I think you'll be very, very happy. So links down below for where you can pick that up over on Banggood. Link for that. Also down below some links to some other things and materials that I've used in the course of the video, and some of my other ones too, in case you want to find out some more about some of those things and where to get them. A final note too, coming up next week on Saturday the 25th, I will be doing a full panel, 45 minutes, talking about nothing but 3D printing for costuming and creating costumes and cosplay. So that will be happening at Wizard World Chicago in Rosemont, Illinois. That's going to be going on Saturday. My panel will be at 3:30 until 4:15. More information will be posted down below for you if you want that. Also too, I should have a link for discounted tickets for Wizard World. 20% off is what I'm looking at to give to you guys as well. There'll be a code down below in the description for that, so you can save yourself some money off for the con coming up next weekend, Wizard World Chicago, going on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the 24th, 25th, and 26th of August out in Rosemont. So that's what's going on. Thanks for taking the time and watching this today. Hopefully it helped you out. Go ahead and upgrade that CR-10 a little bit. It's a great machine, but there's a couple things where it could need some help and need some maintenance along the way. So it's Jon from 9142 Props and Armory saying thanks. Have a great week, and see you next time.